Alrighty, what's going on, everybody? It's your boy the Testicle. We're finally back. I want to apologise for being away for so long. Not gonna lie, I've got a couple excuses about it, with work and all that sort of stuff. But I'm not here to sit here and nag. And I'm sure if you guys are new, you just want me to hurry up and get into it. So we'll just bang it in right now. We're banging in right now. As you can see here, just looking at the tier list, we have Champ, A, B, C, and Chump. Now, the reason why I have the Chump tier list under the C, I think overall, the balance of this game is pretty phenomenal. I think a lot of the characters are viable and you can play them. However, there's always exceptions to that rule. There are some characters that are completely fucking dog shit and should not be used under any circumstances if you want to compete at all. If you want to throw, pick these characters. And then there's complete polar opposite, Champ. If you want to sweat your absolute nuts off, that is where you pick them, because they are the champions. They are the big champ osses out of all of it, The big usses. Without further ado, let's bang it in for Season 4. Alright, so we'll just start off with the Chump hero, Scarlet Witch. If you are dog shit at the game, you pick this hero, and you get fucking nothing out of it. I'm gonna be honest, the only people that think she's good are fucking extremely dog shit players. I cannot ever justify having a Scarlet Witch on my team, even with the team up. Completely useless. Her damage is negligible. Her stun is nothing but a pain in the ass. Her mobility, yes, is good. But here's the thing, right? Say she flanks you, but then she takes 30 years to kill you. If you have a moderately competent healer, you will not die. Her DPS, I swear to God, is the equivalent of an Ultron heal drone, bro. It's actually useless. Completely useless hero. And whilst I'm on that, Mr. Fent, bro. I hate this guy. Useless hero. Some people like him. I understand why he's in the game. We need fun heroes, I agree that we need fun heroes. Not every single hero needs to be a try-hard, sweaty dog. But do not play him in my ranked games, bro. Get him the fuck out of here, uncle. Want none of that.
I don't know how to respond
Oh, shit,
to
Siri. Yeah, pay that chick off. Oh, shut up, bro. Yeah, bloody hell. Super professional, as always. Next up, let's start with the champions. Actually, no, we'll wait. We'll go in order now. First off, starting off with Warcock. Where did we put him? The big meme hero, Everyone used to play him in fucking Marvel Rivals Ignite. But aside from that, never gets any show, If you play him in low ranks, you get flamed. If you play him in high ranks, you can get flamed. But then when you get real high ranks, people actually stop caring so much. And they realise he's actually not terrible. He has an ultimate on a guaranteed 40-second cooldown. Overall, I think he is... I'm going to put him at B for now. But a very high B. I cannot iterate enough. The buff to his ultimate with how quick he gets it back and the fact that you get the overshield, which helps you live, honestly, is phenomenal. The only criticism I have is the fact that his radius for his revive is kind of small. So your flankers and stuff are cooked, right? Unless you just want to absolutely run it down mid to get your flankers, it's not worth it. But again, that's probably all with balancing as well. Angela, we're going to put her at the back because, got to get that retention. What 2 viewers I have, I want to keep you around. Next up, BP. The absolute mollywhopper for low ranks. I got to be honest, BP can be very oppressive, especially with the new Hulk team up. I do not think he is anywhere near as bad as what people like to make him out to be. I think a good BP is just like any character. If you absolutely dedicate 30 million years of time into a character, you'll become very good and you will become very oppressive, all with the exception of Scarlet Witch and Mr. Fent. I'm going to have to put him in, I think, A tier for now. Because you got to acknowledge the fact too that he got nerfed recently with his health nerf by 25, and also with the fact that his dash is now on a 2-second longer cooldown. That's a big hit to his how often he can actually get in there and get amongst it, At the end of the day, he's all about timing, and it's very cutthroat, where if he fluffs up, that's a whole last 10 seconds he's got to wait, and that's not including assuming he gets both of his spears back, That's a lot of downtime he has now. Black Widow. Oftentimes, people assume it's a throw pick. I don't necessarily agree. I don't think she's good either. I just don't think that the meta is good for her right now, and thank fuck for that. I think that if they had a Black Widow meta, that'd probably be the worst meta ever. For some reason, they made a sniper the most anti-dive character in the game. I swear to God. Her kick is literally a death sentence for any dive character, and that's a fact. But the problem is terrible sustained damage. And I think that whilst she's meant to be a sniper, good players often tend to use her as a flanker because she essentially has almost a kill confirm. You know, if you have a really good shot, you can shoot, kick, do the little pull in, get a free headshot. I don't know off the top of my head how much damage that is, but it's pretty much an insta kill on most squishies. The only problem is, again, if you have a team fight, you're not really contributing too much utility. You only have a stun and a one shot if you have a damage buff. Overall, I think C is appropriate. I don't think she's a useless character like Scarlet Witch or Mr. Fent, but I don't think she is absolutely phenomenal as well. Blade. I have no time on this character. I don't think he'll ever be bad though. I'm going to put him at the bottom of A. He has anti-heal. That's it. They could honestly get rid of... What does he even do super well? I know his pistol's good. He's a good brawler. He's good in an extended fight, and I know that his sword can absolutely farm his ultimate. His anti-heal is just so amazing, honestly. Like, I'm surprised he doesn't get played as much as he does, but I try to use him. I don't like his playstyle. I think he's a bit jank, but I definitely think he's a phenomenal character, and I think, honestly, any hero in this game that has anti-heal is going to be phenomenal. There's just... That's it. Captain America. The guy got nerfed 5% of his damage. Honestly, big whoop. Phenomenal character. His team up with Bucky is pretty good. If you don't know that what it does, I'm assuming you do. It basically gives Bucky extra maneuverability, and I don't want to drop too many hints, but let's just say I think very highly of Bucky. So doing anything to give him extra utility, a big thumbs up. But not to mention it also, the team up has a good utility in the sense that only if Bucky and Captain America are clashing together, they become CC immune. So you can dodge an Agamotto if you're really good at it. You can dodge a Thing ultimate. You can dodge anything that's CC immune. Also, you get shield, you do damage, and I'm pretty sure you slow. Don't quote me. I should have done some more research. But I just think that utility is just second to none, right? Like, I think he's always going to be a good hero. The 5% nerf, you don't even notice it. Overall, excellent champ. C and D. I'm going to put them in the champ. Honestly, I think the reason why I'm putting them so high is AK, right? If people tell me that there are better heroes than her, like, for healing output, etc., like, I'd probably tend to agree, right? The thing is her ease of use, right? Their ease of use it just makes it too easy, right? Like, you could be the most terrible Scarlet Witch player ever, but that's the thing. You don't have to aim. You need mediocre awareness, and you have the potential to do well. Like, you don't have to aim. Your abilities have a lot of utility. You can literally save people with your cloak, you know? There's just so much you can do with this hero, and I think the ease of use just makes them honestly champ tier. Just the fact that you don't have to think, just so valuable in my opinion. Bloody hell. This guy, I just realised, I think I'm going to have to start changing up this list on the fly. Hey, I didn't take any notes down, I'm just sort of doing this on the fly if it isn't evident already. They buffed his damage. He was always solid. They nerfed his survivability by 25 health. You don't even notice it. If you're a competent Strange player and you cycle between your shield and your health pool, you have more than enough health to just sustain a long fight. But the fact that they upped his damage, and they also made his they upped his damage by making his Maelstrom thing like more frequent, like insane. I think he's probably one of the best brawlers in the game now. Like, he was always good because he's just got so much health and he can just cycle and constantly have good damage. But they've just upped his uptime on his damage, didn't they? Like, S tier without a doubt. Plus he has the portal, best ability in the game. The only problem with Strange is you don't always want people playing him as like your main tank, in my opinion, in the sense that if Strange is being picked and played, you can't actually die and then TP on if he's like the last to die, if you know what I mean. That's probably the only thing working against him, you know, suffering from success. But now he's got that team up with Magic and she's good now. I think Strange is an excellent pick. And if you are bad at the game or like not confident with aim or whatever, it's always going to be able to get kills. Great kill confirm, excellent character. She's been the best for so long. I think the nerf was a good nerf. I think the extra 3 seconds on her diamond shift, I think that it makes players not spam her shift just for maintaining her laser beam. And honestly, I think that just allows for more skill expression, but I still think she's still very strong. I think the nerf to her shield charging up her beam, I think that was a good change. I think that's a healthy change. I think she's probably the closest we're going to get her to being balanced without completely neutering her kit. I think that it's just the way the game is with the champs that are strong at the moment. She just plays so well into them. I think that she's honestly just perfect for the game in the sense that, not perfect as in like a perfect addition, but I think she perfectly is able to play the game. Like, she can do everything that you need from a tank, and she has high damage. Excellent. I think Groot's A tier. I think that he has a lot of carry potential, and I can't reiterate that enough. I think having carry potential is very important, and I think Groot is probably one of the best to do it. I think the thing holding him back is that he has a very high skill ceiling. I think people that just spam the walls but don't really have like a plan, because it's easy to just put a wall behind someone and then just start shooting, right? But I think that the actual Groot mains that know what they're doing, know their spacings, and can react and play on the fly, I think that he is a phenomenal tank. But I don't think he's so busted because he gets hard countered by CC, right? CC rivals. Everyone's used to it. Hawkeye, I think he's in the same boat as Black Widow. We all know that Hawkeye can be very oppressive, but in a sustained fight, and you've got to consistently hit headshots too to actually get good value. I don't think he is that ridiculous. Like, I remember in Season 0, he was extremely oppressive. I don't think he's that bad anymore. I still think he's jank, and I think they need to fix the hitboxes in this game, but whatever. Is what it is. I think that C is appropriate for him, to be honest. I do think he's better than Black Widow. This hasn't really been reflecting my thoughts by doing this so far. I'll make sure to adjust it on the fly when I get more heroes in there. Hela, easy A tier. Hit scan, high damage, headshots can basically just take everything out. Hela is probably one of the best characters in the game, and I think that she's just overshone at the moment. There's almost no reason to play her over probably the next character I'll add. That's probably the only thing holding her back. It's the fact that she's overshone. I still think she's phenomenal though. I think that her team ups with Venom gives her a lot of utility with her essential stun and then tether thing. That is awesome, and the revival on Thor can be excellent, especially because Thor is a lot better now. I think though I got to start making that clear delineation between champ characters and then the A tier, because I think there should be a lot of characters in A tier, and I think I'm starting to spam the champ tier a little bit too much. So for now, I'm happy to keep her here. I might move her to the top of it just for a little bit of a reference. I think very highly of Hela. I just think she's overshone by Phoenix. More health. She can do AoE damage. She can heal just by doing damage. And essentially with Hela, right, the way you want to play her is you sort of want to move around the map and you want to get off angles. Phoenix does it better, right? Her little Phoenix mode where she flies around, it refills her ammo, which is just a nicety. But if you're a skilled player and you need that one extra shot, you just mash that, you get a free bullet and you can go again, so you don't have to do the full reload. But I digress. What doesn't she do, right? 2 extra rounds, an extra 25 health, can heal by getting her explosions to go off, more mobility with her shift, where I think it's also on a 12-second cooldown, whereas Hela's bird is on a 15-second. Her ultimate is literally a hard counter to Hela. I think that they have different use cases, the ultimates, and I think that's what mainly separates them. But I still think that Phoenix, in a coordinated team, is just significantly better. Her ultimate, I mean. And then she's got a stupid Beyblade. That is literally OP. The fact that you can turn into a brawler and absolutely explode people is ridiculous. If you haven't seen the Beyblade tech, make sure you look it up. Insane. Explodes Groot in literally 2 seconds. It's ridiculous. Probably the best character in the game at the moment. I'm not going to lie. A skilled Phoenix is probably the biggest like demon you'll ever come across. Worst thing ever to verse. Hunk. I love this hero. I really do. I think that as an individual character, I think he's very solid. I think he has a lot of skill expression, and I think that's probably what is probably the reason why people like him so much. I think as an individual character to play by himself, I think he's just a worse probably Venom in Cap, because his survivability isn't quite there, but I think he does have more utility than the other heroes. Like, for example, Cap, he has a support ult, but when he doesn't have that support ult and he's not dealing damage, how does he really like help the team like immediately, aside from doing damage to the backline and being a pest? He's not necessarily like able to assist like essentially a death ball sort of comp like with the team. I think Hulk can do that really well. But I also think that his team ups are pretty insane. I don't want people to think that people I've put in B tier are bad, but I need to make sure that there's a clear delineation. I don't think Hulk is as strong as Groot. I don't think he's as strong as BP as an individual champ. Yeah, Ack, that with his team ups, you could argue to bump him up, but I want to have these heroes just as an individual. Yeah, with their team ups, like, it makes them better. They're just as individual heroes. I think Hulk is probably high B tier at the moment. You can't hit him. He's fast. One-tap combos. Builds ult super fast. Ult is very, very strong because it's not easily countered by like Magneto or anything, you know? I think he's just ridiculous. Like, he's probably up there with Phoenix. I do think Phoenix is better because I think Phoenix, you know, ideally, if you have the ultimate aimbot Phoenix, you can do, I'd argue, more than Torch. But the fact that he can just spam melee, becomes super hard to hit, ridiculously fast. Like the fact that too, he doesn't slow down to change directions. He literally just zips, goes up and down and everything. Insane hero, extremely busted. These two are by probably, if there was a tier above Champ, like Champ Plus, these two would be there. I can't iterate enough. These two are the best heroes in the game by far. Inviswoman. They reworked her healing recently, and they also gave her a buff to her healing ultimate. I think her healing ultimate has always been good. I think it has a lot of utility aside from just being a free fight. I like the adjustment they made where they made her healing stronger, but I think that her slow is honestly ridiculous. The fact you walk in there and then you literally become slow walk speed is insane. I think that I like the rework where they made her initial heal that goes out heal more, and then as it comes back it does a little bit less. I think that's a cool rework, so you get a slight bit more burst. I think she's just an excellent choice, and I think on certain maps she can also get a lot of kills, you know, where there's a lot of ledges. She's a threat. I think that's one thing that she does well. She does solid damage, excellent healing, but I think she can also threaten to actually get kills. And her ultimate also has utility that other healer ults don't have, being unable to see. You know, I'm sure that you can do some sneaky Iron Man plays, sneaky Scarlet Witch even, and just hide in there as you charge up your ult. People can hear it, but you never know. People got their Burger King headsets, they can't hear that shit. I just think she's an excellent hero. I think she is probably the perfect A tier hero at the moment, honestly. Iron Fist. I think that he is better than Hawkeye and Widow. I don't think he's the greatest diver. I think he's a pest, which is good. Like, that's what you sort of want him to be, I guess. And a good Iron Fist can be an absolute pain in the ass. I think his ease of use is why people like him. I don't think he is the best diver. And I think his team up to have the AoE healing is very niche. There is no healing Iron Fist, but again, and also completely like doesn't suit his playstyle. You know, you want to get behind, flank, get the overshield, and then just be a pest. I think I'll keep him at the bottom of B. Actually, no, I'm gonna make him the top of C. I think he's okay. Like, I don't necessarily want one on my team. to be honest, ever. I hate Iron Fist. I hate versing him. He's so unfun. Trash. Trash. Easy character to play, and that's why people like him. He does good damage, but his ultimate, if they have a Magneto, his ultimate's useless. Like, unless your Magneto is a complete spud, or unless they try and tee it up to only go for the Cloak and Dagger ults, which I can understand and I respect it. Iron Man just sucks, and the people that play him honestly suck at the game too. Like, how often do you see an Iron Man use his ult, which is a one tap, and not get any kills? Too often. I reckon, yeah, he's just like probably high C tier, just a fart character, just absolute shit. I was a hater on Jeff for so long, but I think I've come to realise and I've come to accept, I think it's because of the people that play him and the memes. Jeff is a phenomenal hero. I'm going to put him at the top of A tier. He has great healing, great damage, because it's consistent damage and it's free half the time. The fact you can just shoot up the hallway, right, heal your whole team and get a little bit of poke, confirm some kills sometimes, steal some kills is great. His ultimate, you need to pay attention to his ultimate. That's one thing that I think is so underrated about him. The fact that when he's popping his ult, he can team wipe. He doesn't always. He doesn't very often, honestly, because a lot of people know to counter him just by spamming your CC immune abilities. But when he's ulting, you have to pay attention to it. And the fact now he has his little Healy pool that he leaves behind. I think Jeff is phenomenal, honestly. Like, I wonder if AT is even doing him justice. Like, he is phenomenal. And the fact he has so much mobility and he's hard to kill. Like, when he's in his little shark mode where he's underground, so hard to kill. And I hate that he's got his little, his face, his headshots take less damage, so you can't two-tap him with Hela and all that. Super strong, ridiculous hero. Loki, they did nerf him. Doesn't matter. He's still ridiculous. Still ridiculous. These two are honestly the staples at S tier in my opinion. The champions. You will still always want a Loki Luna backline in my opinion. Luna still has the best ultimate in the game. I think it's a healthy change. The 10 seconds is very noticeable. Loki's can take whatever he wants, oftentimes a Luna ult. So essentially has the best ult in the game, literally, because it's better than Luna, because you can pick anything you want. I still think that he can, if it's skilled Loki can save your life on a 40-second cooldown, that's pretty awesome. Still hard to kill with his invisibility and his ability to swap around. His healing output's still insane. I know they nerfed it, and his damage is still respectable. Like, he can still 1v1 you. And the fact that he can also shift and guarantee a 1v1 essentially against squishies is ridiculous. Still S tier in my opinion. Luna, insane damage, insane healing, has the snowflake, best ult in the game, or second best correction. Ridiculous. Magic's changes are honestly so good. I think the way they've changed her kit is excellent. I think that it has a lot more skill expression and she can get rewarded by being a better player. Will get rewarded, sorry. They essentially, if you're not tracking, they nerfed all of her damage, but they buffed her actual swing because of the way the team up works. They got rid of it, of her being an anchor. I still think that her damage is honestly, like, it's still intimidating. Like, you can still get one tap comboed, it's still a thing. But they changed her right click, so now it pierces, which is excellent. And every single person she hits, she can go through her portal. Excellent change. Excellent change. I love characters where you get skill resets by doing something. I think they need more heroes like it in Marvel Rivals. You know, look at Paladins and just start stealing their characters, please. Like, give us Leanne. You know, give us Maldamba, give us characters, Maldamba's a bad example, but give us characters with resets, you know, we need that. Honestly, excellent characters, we need more of that. But I think she's a solid A tier, like high A. Everyone's high A, aren't they? You can't go wrong, honestly. I think a solid Magic can be oppressive, just like any other OTP. I think her chain is a really cool ability. I think it's a bit annoying, and I don't think you have to, like, it's not hard to aim pretty much at all. You don't really have to aim it. I think it's really cool. I think she's an excellent character, and I think she's really fun to verse and play as. I think she's really well balanced. He's the GOAT. best tank in the game still. But I think he's perfect for the game. I think a game without Magneto would be pretty. I think the game would be pretty shit, to be honest, if it didn't have Magneto in it. I love him in the game. I think he's excellent. Probably still the best tank in the game, and phenomenal. Mantis, another high A tier, but I'm going to actually put her at the top of A tier. I think people are starting to understand her a lot more now, where she's not just a heal bot. Everyone wants to play heal bot characters because they're easy. She can duel. She has very high damage, insane damage. She can 1v1 90% of the characters in the game. She can damage boost her teammates. Her healing ultimate isn't as potent as the Luna one, but when you're healing, unlike these other characters, you can damage buff everyone as you're running around. You have a speed boost, and you have that overshield, which could potentially save lives. I think that it's not the strongest at all, not even close to being the strongest healer ult in the game. I still think it's excellent, and I think she has so much utility and damage. She was my first Lord, I love Mantis. I always think she's been great, and I'm happy that other people are starting to see that more. Top of A tier. I think she's very balanced. I wish I gave her 5 bullets back, and that change where she doesn't instantly lose her speed was a perfect change for her. I want her to be even faster, and I want her to have her 5 bullets back, though. Let's make it happen. Let's do it. Moon Knight's good. Alt farm, just an unga bunga sped character. Dickheads can play him, and get good value. He's a very boring character. I think his right click that they did was cool, where he gets the second one and he also gets the overhealth. But I think that overall, he's a good addition to the game. I think we need bunker busters, characters that can just stop people being a death pool. But I don't think he's phenomenal as well. But overall, I think B is very appropriate for him. I'm going to put Namor in A. I did sort of think S, but I think he sort of relies on you need the Hulk team up. They upped his damage, they upped his projectile speed, so he's way easier to hit his shots. I think his whale is an excellent ultimate where, again, skill expression and the stun. I think Namor's an excellent character, but I do think that without his Hulk team up, he's not champ tier. I don't think he's champ tier without his team up. I think his regular squids, people think, I like his squids. I like the way they work, where they do a little bit of damage. They're really annoying for flankers. They're really easy to kill. But that time where you're spending killing the squids is time where you're not focusing, on the team fight. Luna, if she's shooting it, she's not healing, that's 2 shots where she's not healing. That's Hela, 2 shots where she's not hitting your tanks or your backline, I think Namor is an excellent character. I think he's pretty balanced. I don't think he's champ tier without the whole team up, though. Penny, I like her changes. Her ultimate is honestly always going to be dog shit. I just think they'd have to completely change the ultimate for it to be anything. It's too hard to use and too niche. I like the idea, though, of her little spider mines doing damage and slowing people. I think she's just a B tier character. Psylocke, I'm going to still put her in A tier. I know they nerfed her shuriken, so it's not as easy to get her one-tap combo. I don't even think you can do it at all with the shot, shurikens, dash. I don't think that's a one-tap anymore. And I think that's fine. I still think that she can farm ults. I still think that she can maneuver around. I think she's a very balanced character. I think what they've done to her is fine. I think they didn't neuter her completely. She still gets a lot of usage. I think she's a great A tier champion. Rocket Raccoon, I'm going to put him in B tier. I think he's got great healing. His healing ultimate is cool because you have the damage buff, you have the overshield, but it can be countered by the other team. And when they're countering it, that's time where they're not fighting. He has the revive, but the problem with Rocket is when he's healing, he's not doing damage. He's like the opposite of Mantis, where Mantis needs to do damage to actually heal. He needs to heal to get value. She's doing damage, she actually heals more, and she can actually assist her team and do more damage. She actually supports. He's just a very easy anti-dive sort of hero. Has a fucking ridiculous, amount of damage he can do. It's just, when are you actually going to do it, And you don't ever want your rocket doing damage too. So I think he's good for the game. I think B is appropriate. Spider-Man. I think B tier is appropriate. I keep saying it over and over again, but it's true. OTPs are oppressive as fuck. I think Spider-Man OTPs are always going to be a problem. And I think he's the pinnacle for skill expression in this game. And I think he's in a good spot. I like Spider-Man where he is, to be honest. I think he's a cool character. Nothing scarier than having a Lord Spider-Man on your team and a not Lord Spider-Man on the other team. You're either going to get slammed by a Smurf, or you're going to have some dude absolutely sell, and oftentimes he's on your team. I think Spider-Man's great, and I think he's great for the game. His clips are sick. Great character. I think the ultimate buff that they gave to him not too long ago was also really good. Star-Lord. I think he honestly sort of does what Psylocke used to do. I think his role over health is super cool, and I think it was a great addition to his kit. I think he's honestly perfect right now. He's a pain in the ass duelist that can absolutely take 1v1s and slam people that are not grouped up. But I think that only skilled players are actually going to take advantage of that and get those 1v1 duels. He's great for kill confirms because of his maneuverability, and his kit, because he can farm ultimate so quickly, he's always going to be a threat. I think Star-Lord is an excellent character. I think he's very well balanced right now. I think he's a great addition to the game as well. Storm. I think she's a B tier hero. I think they need to sort of add... One thing I'd like to see Marvel Rivals do is, I think her aura is so cool. The fact that she can have the speed boost for the entire team and then a damage boost for the entire team is great. The problem is people rarely use her for that, or maybe they do in Ignite, when they're trying to get rid of those triple tank comps. But that's pretty much it. People either haven't really discovered her best use case yet, or they just refuse to really look into it. I just don't think she's ridiculous at the moment, and that's fine. I think she's a solid character, though. I would not complain if I had one on my team, and I think she's healthy for the game. Her Jeff and Storm ultimate team up, pain in the ass, but I think it's funny, so I like it. And I like that it can absolutely team wipe, but it can also be hard countered by Hela, Phoenix. I think she's a good addition to the game. It wouldn't surprise me if one day in the future people discover how to use her aura, so to get quicker TTKs, for example, or better kill confirms, and she becomes meta again. Not just because she has some busted ult. I like her. I want to put her in the chump, but I can't. I can't do it, man. Just brain dead, retarded character. I hate her so much. Piece of shit character. Get rid of her from the game. Punisher. I think the nerf was pretty required when he was at his peak, because he just farmed ult way too quickly. I think he's in a great spot though, where he is right now. I think he's a very solid hero. He's always going to be... I think he's always going to be solid. He has one-tap potential. One of the best, one-on-one duelists in the game. Excellent hero. The Thing. I thought with his ability to knock characters out of the sky, I thought he'd be a lot more oppressive. I just think he's going to stick to being a hard character, Randy. He'll just hard counter solid BP players, and that's really it. He's got damage reduction that he can apply to teammates, so I know he's solid. If you wanted to make your tanks tankier. But I just think that aside from that utility, and he's got an ult that charges quick, I think that's sort of really it. I don't think that he does anything super remarkable. I think he's healthy for the game, though. I like him where he is now. Thor. I used to think this character was absolute cheeks. Thor does ridiculous damage now. He's honestly a 3rd DPS. I'm not going to put him in A tier because I don't think he is as good as Groot or any of these characters. But I want to put him at the top of B tier. I can't exaggerate it enough that Hulk and Thor are so close to being on the cusp of A tier. I think where Thor is right now is excellent. I think that he has a lot of skill expression now with his maneuverability, and I think that his change to his ultimate is more threatening, so it's not just a dud, honestly, waste of an ult, like sort of a nothing ult. I think where he is now is very good, and I think that his aura thing, where it can sometimes cancel like a Star ult, if I'm being honest, I don't really think that's skill expression. I think that's more of just a maybe every now and again he'll just be doing his combo already and some spud will press their ultimate ability and fucking throw it away. But I digress. I think where he is, he's good. I think he's a good character, but I don't think he's on the same level as these characters up here. I can't iterate it enough though. On the cusp, these two are being an A tier. Ultron. My mates are going to hate me for saying it. I think he's ridiculous. I've said it since day one. I think he's ridiculous. High damage hit scan character. There's not heaps of those. I think there's 3. But like Adam, he's hit scan, but his damage is pretty far. And there's Punisher as well. There's probably a couple others that I'm not thinking of. His damage is high. He has constant uptime when he's healing, which can affect, the one-tap combos. If you're getting healed constantly, that's literally insane. His drone can save lives. They indirectly buffed him by reducing the amount of time he's in his speedier free flight mode so that he gets his dash more often. I think the buff to the overhealth, he does extra damage with the overhealth with his ultimate, is really cool. But the thing is, he just gets his ultimate so quickly. Like, he's always going to be good because you basically have it on cooldown. It's like, and his healing is like 540 a second or something when he's on his ult. Okay, don't quote me on that. I just made that number up, to be honest. But like, insane healing, really solid damage, excellent addition to a team. Like, he's always going to get value. Like, he's sort of like Strange, Cloak and Dagger, guaranteed to get value. Like, they're solid. Venom's A tier, without a doubt. I don't think he's as good as Captain America. I think that at the end of the day, his ability to do good damage, his ability to get cooldowns out, is just what makes him so good. And I think he's been doing that this whole time, like since the game's been out. But I think players are getting better at him. Like, I've been trying to learn him as well. I think his one tap for his ultimate, like, it does take skill, and it's not a guarantee. You do need like damage buffs, and if people are getting spam healed, it can be hard to hit. I think that the threat, because it's there, just makes him so solid. Venom is an excellent character. I think he's really well made and he's really well balanced. And I think he's access to the team up with Jeff and Hela is just awesome. Makes Jeff even more frustrating and even more able to heal bot and give over health as well, which is ridiculous. And plus, it gives Hela that OP tether. Venom's an excellent character. Excellent addition to the game as well. I hate Bucky. Too much utility. Ridiculous damage. Has his ultimate, which can reset, and is just, an execute that he can just put on the whole team. His punches, I'd argue his hook and punch is already a death sentence, but it's just reiterated now. And plus, he can just spam that out and, punch you. Spider-Man can't get away. BP can't get away. Bucky's ridiculous. Like, he is upper champ tier. Like, he's ridiculous. Honestly, so over the character. He's just insane. I think Wolverine sort of fell off a little bit. I think that the changes they made to him make him nowhere near as oppressive as he once was. Excellent still. Still an excellent character. I think his ability to move people around and the ease of doing it is what makes him so strong. And the fact he does percentage-based damage too is like insane. I think that he's always going to be solid, and I like where he is now. I think his team up with Phoenix is still awesome. I still think it's busted, and I think his ultimate is cool. I think characters that can move people around, like, and adjust the map, I think they're always going to be solid. So I think because of his survivability, his solid damage up close, and his ability to just move tanks around, he's always going to be A tier in my opinion. Like, I don't think he'll ever be worse than that unless they're really new to him. I think he's excellent. Angela is so hard to talk about. I think she... Oh, fuck, it's stuck there. Anyways, I digress. I think she has yet to be fully figured out yet. If you're not tracking, she essentially has a 0 to death on squishies with her melee spear dash, which fully recharges her spear's damage melee spear combo. I think that's very strong, obviously. I think she has some utility with her shield, and the fact that you always have to pay attention to her just makes her so strong. Like, the fact that she's essentially Spider-Man, where, you know, she can just go and do whatever she wants, and she's playing a completely different game, you know, to other characters. Like, you know, she's not ever going to be a part of the death ball. She's just going to be there being a pest, and you always have to pay attention to her because she has enough damage to where she can get kills, and she has enough sustain where she's a problem. And her ultimate is like Groot's ultimate, essentially, right? And I've used her before where after a Cloak and Dagger ult, I'll just spear them, move them to the side, and then I'll ult them so then they can't get back in their ult, and I just kill them, right? Like, I think when she gets discovered, she will be very highly rated. But I don't think she's champ worthy yet because, honestly, I don't know her kit well enough, and I don't think I'm good enough at her to make a judgment yet. I think that she is a victim to CC rivals though. Like, the fact that essentially any CC ability like knocks her out of the sky is ridiculous. Like, it literally turns Inviswoman's shift into Bucky's E. Like, insane that what she can potentially do. I'm confident in A tier right now. She could go down, but I'm confident right now that when people discover her, she will be insane. Either that, or she'll become the next Spider-Man BP, whatever, where the OTPs will just absolutely rail you and everyone else will just be useless as fuck. Looking at my list, I think I've got a lot of people in the champ tier list. I don't think Cap is on the same level as these. Oh. So, I think Cap is still very solid. He has a support ult. I'll put him at the back of champ. And C and D. Yeah, it's her ease of use. Like, it's the fact that she's so easy to use. And she can do so much. Like, her blind is a pain in the ass. Her damage is always going to be there. Like, the constant uptime. I'm confident with this. This is my list. Alrighty, guys. So, if you made it to the end of the video, I appreciate that. Make sure you leave a comment and let me know what you think. I think that right now the game's in a pretty good state. I do hope that they add more anti-heal, and I hope they add more supports that aren't just heal bots, because I think we have enough and we don't need any more. And I hope they add more characters with more skill expression, and I hope that they fucking delete... where is he? I'm fucking stupid. I hope they delete Squirrel Girl. Her, correction. Just get her out of the game. Fucking hater guts. Anyways, this has been Testicle. Again, like, subscribe. Appreciate your time, fellas. Enjoy the rest of your night. Cheers.